everybody and welcome to this week's Tune In Tuesday. And what a glorious winter weekday it is. At the weekend, our Saturday Sweep beach clean took place here at Constantine Bay, and 32 fabulous volunteers came down and removed a whole bunch of plastics. But they also noticed that something was a little bit different about the beach. Constantine Bay is well recognised for its extensive and impressive sand dune systems, like you see behind me here. But unfortunately, due to more extreme and frequent weather events, these dunes are being eroded and degraded at an alarming rate. Now this brings with it a whole host and a multitude of problems, not to mention changing the whole topography of the beach. Now I'm going to explore some of these problems later, but first let's go and see just how severe the damage is. So it's quite clear to see that Constantine Bay is currently resembling more of a Grand Canyon than a beach on the north coast of Cornwall. And if you've ever joined us on a beach clean before, you probably would have heard me explain how when the dunes start eroding, it reveals plastic that's been perfectly preserved in the dune system for decades. So I was keen to see what plastics have been revealed in this extensive degradation. Among those many bags that we just pulled out of the sand dunes, one particularly stood out to me as interesting, and that was this bag that I've got right here. Now this bag I think is interesting because on it reads totally degradable plastic additives. This bag is made from degradable polythene. I've filled this bag with about 5 kilograms of wet sand, just to show you the durability and the strength that still lies in this plastic. Now we cannot definitively say just how long this bag has been retained in the sand dunes, but what we do know is that on previous beach cleans at Constantine Bay, we've found plastic dating back to 1966. Unfortunately, the causes for concern do not stop here, and arguably there could be something much more sinister and much more of a concern leaking out of these sand dunes that are eroding than the decade-old pieces of plastic that we found today. Blue carbon is described as the carbon stored in marine ecosystems through chemical, biological and physiological processes. The ocean is massively undervalued as a carbon sink, and it's been shown to store at least 1/3 of carbon emissions since the Industrial Revolution. Blue carbon ecosystems include mangroves, kelp forests, coral reefs, seagrass meadows, salt marshes and sand dunes, just to name a few. Now, just to show you how good these systems are at storing carbon, salt marshes have been shown to store carbon 55 times quicker than tropical rainforests. Now, sand dunes are among these that have this extreme potential to store carbon, and when they get degraded, this carbon is released back into the atmosphere and into the environment. But also, sand dunes provide an extremely valuable ecosystem of protecting coastal areas against flooding. So I think that they should be put much more higher on the agenda at protecting these ecosystems, because if they continue to degrade at the rate that they are today, all of these valuable ecosystem services will be reduced and will be paying the price in generations to come. So thank you so much for watching this week's Tune In Tuesday, and please, if you are out on the coast with these sand dunes eroding, you must be careful because they could collapse at any point, and please do not cause further damage. So as I say, thank you so much for watching this week's Tune In Tuesday. If you have any questions, any comments, then as always, please comment them below, and I'll see you next week for next week's episode.